Hello. I wanted to chat a little bit today about boundaries and the necessity for them. um, with my students and my clients, I find that this is such a necessary element in their journey with me because you cannot understand or practice or express what I will sometimes refer to as your personal power unless you have boundaries in place. I'm sure a lot of you already know this, but when we speak about people pleasing is your attempt to try and control how other people are seeing you. So it's its own sort of manipulation strategy, regardless of whether it's coming from a well meaning point or not. It is still somewhat manipulative. And I find that in this day and age, people are less boundaried because they're very distracted by the activities, the events, the goings on in someone else. They're so distracted by that they've actually, in the process, they've forgotten who and what they are. Boundaries are not something that we now have to explain to another person. The whole point of a boundary is that it's self knowledge, it's self knowing. It's where you know I'm being treated the way I want to be treated, or I'm not being treated the way I know I should be treated. A boundary is how you know whether you should stay or go, whether you should give someone a little bit more time or not. And you cannot practice boundaries now expecting everyone in the world to know what your personal boundaries are and then dance around you, because that's another manipulation strategy. You use your boundaries for yourself. Your boundaries are there so that you can replenish yourself, that you know how to fill your own cup. A boundary is also a very, very necessary thing when you are practicing self esteem. You don't even have to vocalize your boundary, it has to be an internal knowing, a deep, deep awareness within you that says, I am resonating or relating to this person or I'm not. And either are okay. I'm not here to make people like me, and I am not here to try and formulate myself into weird and wonderful ways so that people can appreciate the image or the facade that I'm presenting to them, because that is a pathology, people. That is a pathology. And if you are presenting parts of yourself or posturing parts of yourself for favor, you are being manipulative, and you should know that. And if you know it in yourself, you'll be fast enough to recognize it when somebody is trying to do it to you. A boundary is a very, very important thing. There are so many things that link off of that, but that was something that I wanted to speak about today because it came up in a session earlier where there are severe consequences for not knowing what your boundaries are. And perhaps that would be a nice way to end today's video. If you were to spend some time on this topic, I would personally invite you to sit down, put pen to paper, and write a list to yourself. A list of standards, what you stand for, what you are prepared to tolerate, and what you are not prepared to tolerate. And from a spiritual point of view, it's important to stick with that because it will be tested.